Good morning and welcome. The final day of the 2025 Silver Nations League here in France. Well, the flags are not quite matching on the screen, but the countries are the good one. It's Italy versus Hungary, the first game of Sunday. Well, don't worry, we will change the flag, everything will be fine. It's Sunday morning for everyone. Well, the most important is to know if Hungary can secure the title with a victory this morning. They are still undefeated, 4 victories out of 4 games, and they are looking, of course, to get into the Gold Nations League next year. Ellen, we have 3 more games to go today, but the competition could be over in terms of ranking if Hungary is able to secure a victory this morning against Italy.
Yeah, maybe not totally over, as I think Serbia would like to get one more place and maybe finished on the second rank instead of Latvia. But yeah, definitely this match is the most important of the day, as Hungary tried to get the ticket for the upper level. On the opposite, for Italy, the purpose is not to get down to the Bronze Nations League next year. For that, they have to beat Hungary. They have absolutely to win this match. It won't be an easy thing, as Hungary stands now with 4 victories in 4 matches. No victory yet for the Italian side. Defeated by France, we said, 2-2. And even if Italy has 2 points, the same number of points as France, they have 0 victory, 1 victory from France. That might be the difference. So Italy needs to win.
Yeah, true. We spoke about the Golden Nations League ticket, that's for sure. But teams are looking forward to be on the podium during the closing ceremony later today. There will be some fight for place number 2 between Latvia, Serbia, the Netherlands. There is still more action to go. And of course, there is this 6th spot that nobody wants to have for the moment. Italy has it. You just see yesterday's result. Well, it was quite a shorter day than the first one we had. Just 1 game ended with a tiebreak. As the second of the day was the Netherlands beating Serbia 3-2. Hungary had a perfect day yesterday, 2 victories, 3-0 to secure the first play after day 2. And of course, if Hungary wins this game, they will get the ticket for the Gold Nations League. If Italy is not able to win that game, they will be playing in the Bronze Nations League next season. That's everything we know, but the schedule is still a good one that we have to live together. 10:45, the second game between France and the Netherlands, and the very last game of this 2025 Silver Nations League here in Caen. 12:30, Latvia against Serbia, and this will be an important game to know who will finish second of this competition. Well, it's always the case, when you cannot reach the first place, at least you want to have silver medal, and that's exactly what Latvia and Serbia will be aiming to in the last game of today. Quite surprising that Italy, who traveled with 14 players and is building on something, a future project with a lot of young players into that squad, was absolutely not able to secure a single victory. And the start was really good. When they came on Friday morning, they led 2-0 against the Netherlands. They finally lost 3-2, and then the loss against France the same afternoon. Yesterday, they had a tough day against Serbia and Latvia. And it's not the easiest that they have to face this morning. A strong Hungarian team that is looking to secure their spot in next year's Golden Nations League. The 2 teams entering on court. Flags are here. It is Sunday. It's time for the national anthems, and we start with anthem from Italy. Fratelli d'Italia for national team of Italy, Squadra Azzurra, and now the national anthem of Hungary. The two national anthems have been played. Players will go through the traditional handshake now before we can fully enter into that game. Discover the starting six of both teams. Well, Italy have different options. We saw Crossetti, Cordioli at the middle, the two different options from coach Marcello Marchesi. Apparently he decided to change shoes. The green, white and red was not exactly matching his expectations in terms of results.
Yeah, if he changes shoes each time Italy loses a match, I hope he prepared many shoes. We didn't notice if on the first day of competition he had already another pair of shoes. But
no, he had them. He had the Italian flag both first days. He wanted to change something on Sunday.
Yeah. Must be a matter of superstition.
Could be.
Are these very nice shoes, the winning ones?
The two referees, international referees, Pierre-Yves Lebage from France, Alex Callin from Great Britain.
The first referee is Mr. Lebage, Pierre from France. The second referee is Mr. Alex from UK.
They will be in charge of that first game of the day. Let's meet with the starting six. With Team Italy. I'm not sure we will have a lot of surprise, just to see what tactical choice they will make. Sergio Inotto, number 5.
We have an early answer. The young Michele Emanuele DLC will be the second setter for the Italian side.
Which makes sense compared to what he did yesterday. He had a great game. Captain Federico Ripani, Alessandro Issi. Mattia Cordioli confirmed as a middle blocker. And Crossetti, both of them are on court, which means that Dalmasso is on the bench, Davide Nadai is on the bench. That's a huge surprise.
That's quite a surprise, absolutely.
And the libero, of course, Paolo Mongia Capra. We stick to the same libero. Well, I'm not surprised to see D. Yeltsin in the starting six. He really showed some great skills yesterday. He's bringing some positive energy in that team and also great setting qualities. We mentioned it yesterday.
Every field of the play, he definitely brought something new, plus a very positive energy to this team.
On the Hungarian side, not sure we'll get a lot of surprise. Ferenc Szekely, József Stirzer, Laszlo Kovacs, which means Stirzer is fit enough to play today. Akos Barnabas Nagy, number 10, Robert Kurtes, of course. And that tall guy, very useful in the block, Gergő Boka. Libero for Team Hungary, József Juhács. Well, basically the only question on the Hungarian side was to know if Stirzer was able to play or if they have to bring János Peres in, the captain. So they will start with their best starting six, the one they had for the entire first day.
Stirzer had the occasion to get a little rest during the match against France.
You will not be surprised, Ellen, if I tell you that Hungary is a huge favorite in this game. Undefeated, 4 victories out of 4 games. Italy didn't manage to secure a success so far in that competition.
11 points out of 12 possible for Hungary, with only a first match in 3-2 versus Latvia. Latvia currently ranking 2nd of this competition. And the only team that may challenge the first place of the Hungarian team, if ever Hungary was beaten by Italy in this match.
First point is for Italy, net fault. Whistle again, Laszlo Kovacs. Yeah, that's for sure. There are only 2 options for the Golden Nations ticket. Either Hungary in pole position for sure, or Latvia. Depends on what they will be able to do later today against Serbia. Kovacs for the set. Kurtes, first swing. This is a soft one. Easy digged by Juhács. Oh, Dielsi was not back to dig it a second time in a row.
And Szekely saw it, that's why he chose this direct set on the young Italian player.
Yeah, he aimed directly to the same area of the court where Dielsi was just struggling to get back in place. Issy looking for the line, but Kovacs well positioned there at the block. Perfect timing, great height. 2-1 Hungary. Point for Kajoli. Of course, you're not surprised anymore to see that in sitting volleyball, we are allowed, players are allowed to block the serve. It's an important parameter that players have to take into account while serving. Also, good swing on the line for Gergő Boka. And something that did not change compared to yesterday is that, Ellen, you're still the target of their spike on the line. We have to be very careful with this ball coming super fast.
But now I wonder whether Arnaud Bessa didn't put me on this place on purpose.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he wants to get release of both of us at the end of the weekend, so no protection. Of course not. And it's such a great luck to be that close from the court with such a good view on the action. Touched by Boka. Sending it to Kurtes, digged by Ripani, but the second one is the good one. Marcelo Marchesi chose this morning to be very close from the court again. If he could enter, he would, I'm sure. Rossetti sending this ball back to Hungary. Nagy just a bit too greedy on what was not even a spike, but just some controlled tip for all.
Gergo Boca for Hungary. Minuto blocked by Nagy and Zekeli in the middle.
Ripani, good swing. And Italy directly closing this 2-point gap. Sekli scoring a good one. He was not even close from the net. He had to deal with the distance, but he did it really good. Yeah, he was close to sit on the 2-meter line, at least 1 meter inside his own court. Easy with the reception, DLC. A bit too much to the inside for Ripani. He finds the solution. Aiming towards position 1. And Josef Scherzer, Kodzioli for the set. Ripani, dig by Juhacz. Fake by Kovacs.
He was in a good position to take this shot. Unfortunately for him,
Yeah, and it was well hidden.
too long.
That's a great picture to see Marchesi so close, chit-chatting with DLC. A net fall called against Hungary. And Italy is in front, 8-7. Scherzer, free ball, Italy.
Double touch whistled against Paolo Montecapra.
Yeah, that's a fair call. This ball was a bit spinning. While judge Alessandro Issi
Italy now leading by 2. Federico Ripani.
Curtis, well played. And Crosetti's right hand.
But catch is called by first referee Frank
is there?
Kovacs, and the point is for Italy.
Okay, 11-8. I was quite sure that point would be for Hungary. Sekli, dig by Ripani. Behind the 2-meter line. That's a strong swing and it's in. I mean, it is called in. And Italy leads 12-8. And that's a first timer called by Hungary. Well, I will say the same I said yesterday. We are used to have Italy with a strong start in the game. But the problem is that they start to struggle later in the game. They're not able to conclude it. We mentioned that they led 2-0 against the Netherlands. Yesterday they took the first set to Latvia in the morning, but then they lost 3-1. So there is something to do after the good start.
I think it was the same scenario in the afternoon.
Against Serbia, yeah, they took the first set 25-23, and they also lost 3-1. So they are able to have a strong start. I don't know if it's related to physical issues, they get tired or they're not able to focus for longer, or maybe the team on the other side of the net is able to adapt to the system. But that's something we already saw, and Hungary is struggling for the moment against Italy, 12-8. And it's Van Balak took his first time out of the game. fight at the net. Rossetti did a good job.
And the first substitution for Hungary with Szabok Sarandi in, replacing Akos Barnabas Nagy. And eventually side out and 9th point for Hungary. Ferenc Zekeli. At the beginning of the game, the Hungarian side tried to provide many attackers with balls. Now they are behind. They go back to every ball on Robert Kertész.
Yeah, he is the main weapon for Hungarian offense. Oh, Bocca. Points given to Italy. This ball has been played on the other side of the net.
Mastro Marchetti maybe a little bit referring before the referees.
Good reception, Crossetti for the set. Ripani, this is under the net level.
And Davide Nadai coming in.
Well, that was one of the big surprises, not to see Nadai on the court to start the game. He was in the starting six almost the entire competition. Kovacs. Zarandi, good dig. And Nadai, great fight at the net.
First ball, first point for Davide Nadai.
Bocca dig by Ripani. DLC with a net fall from Sturzer. And this is again a 3-point lead for Italy. No one took the second contact between Ripani and Issi. I mean, it was not an easy contact anyway. Kertész blocked by Sergio Ignoto. I'm wondering how Hungary will react if they lose this first set. It just never happened so far in the competition. They won their opening set in every single game. So they were leading the way almost all the time.
The best way for them would be to react during this first set and not
if they
lose
can,
it.
for sure. But for the entertainment, it would be crazy to imagine Italy being able to beat Hungary this morning. I'm not sure this would please the French team. But I'm also convinced France has a real chance in the second game against the Netherlands. They can do very good. And with this 19-14 lead, Hungary is calling a second timeout already in this first set. Yeah, talking about the Netherlands, the Dutch team just arrived at the venue. They are slowly coming in, having some wake up, some coffee before heading to the locker room and to the practice area. I still did not see any member of the French team.
Netherlands can hope to be on the podium to take the third place.
Yes, they can. I mean, they will need for sure to win today. And then they need Serbia to lose against Latvia. Well, a lot can still happen in that competition.
It seems that tactically Italy tries to serve very often on Robert Kertész to prevent him to get in a perfect position for attacking after that.
Hungary 3 behind, serve for Boca. Is he directly on the Hungarian side? Ripani, dig. I really like what Italy is showing this morning. They play really good. The addition of Di Jelci is a great one in the starting six. And of course, nothing is done yet in this first set. But Italy is for the moment in a much better position than Hungary. Ignoto having to position one. Juhacz having some troubles. Sekli finding the solution, and Ripani a bit too greedy on that ball. That was just flying over the net. He tried to conclude it, but just too short. DLC for Ripani. He gave it full power on Josef Scherzer. No chance to dig it.
Yeah, the set was just perfect once again, reaching the antenna, so the line was wide open for Ripani.
DLC was a good quality of serve. No one takes the second contact after the reception by Juhacz. And force of the serve for the LT. And we are with Sabol Sarendi for the next serve. Nadai blocked out on Kovacs. On each position, Italy is playing exactly how they shoot for the moment, not a single mistake. And I didn't track all the statistics, but I'm not sure Robert Kertész scored a lot.
For the first time, I think, on the field, we will see Davide Dalpane, a 21-year-old player.
Wait, the question, who is captain on court? Yeah, Issi raising his arm.
Dalpane serving from very far.
Yeah, he's taking a lot of margin. 23-18 for Italy. Great serve. And dig by DLC. This one came super hard. The serve from Dalpani was really good. It's not easy to come in and to be under pressure on one serve in the week. That's what just Dalpani did really good.
a big mistake by Gago Bocca.
This is the first set point for Italy on Mattia Cordioli's serve. (24-19). A bit too much of power and of energy. He wanted so bad to conclude the set on the serve. Laszlo Kovacs. The LC, the one-hand set. EC finds the solution. I first thought there was a misconnection between DLC and Ignotto, but EC was there to conclude it. 25-20. Italy takes the first one in this opening game of Sunday.
It's a bit of a surprise. Hungary not at its best for the moment. It's the first time they have to play at 9 a.m. in this competition. Maybe
Yeah,
a
true,
little bit difficult to wake up.
We also saw a player like Nagy. He's able to do a great job on court, but he went out pretty soon because he was clearly not at his best rhythm. And bringing in Szabolcs Zarendi was a good idea, but Italy is just doing a good job.
And
And-
Robert Kertész is maybe not as impressive
Yeah,
as he can be.
I mean, he didn't get a lot of opportunities.
But
Either the
he
reception was
missed
not.
some
He missed some as well, yeah.
some shots. He missed his first serve, so no serving streak.
That's a huge difference.
These streaks are used to be very useful for Hungary.
But I'm still wondering
take
why
lead.
we did not see DLC more during that weekend, because he's playing well. Each time he was on court, it was like super positive. I mean, Dalmasso also have great qualities, great fighting spirit.
And sometimes it's not that obvious to put an old player, a very experienced player out. So you have maybe to let him a chance at the beginning of the competition, then progressively put the young blood in play.
And now the question is to know if Italy is able to carry on that rhythm. There is no real stress on the Hungarian side. They just discuss together what they can improve, what they can do better, maybe how they can serve Kertész in some better positions. They will not change a single thing compared to the starting six they had. Nagy is back on track. The same goes for Italy. Crossetti, Ripani, Cordioli, Dielsi, Ignotto, Issi, Mangiacapra as a libero. Bocca also did not do a very good first set. I'm not even sure he scored 2 or 3 points. He had some huge mistakes that we just saw at the end of the set. I mean, Hungary will need to step up if they want to secure that ticket. First player to serve, Michele Emanuele Dielsi. Crossetti for Ripani again. Good block, Kertész. And this first point is for Hungary and for Laszlo Kovacs.
Lifting is called against Italian captain Federico Ripani. Blockout found by Robert Cortège. Saying a few words to first referee Pierre Lebalch about a setting issue by the Italians. Miscommunication between Manja Capua and the LC. The young setter was certainly in a better position to dig this ball. And Hungary takes an early lead in the second set. And Diego Bocca get blocked, but Mattia Cordioli, it was quite obvious he would take this first end attack. Service mistake for Ripani. Laszlo Kovacs behind the serve line for Hungary. Robert Cortège's shoulder is getting warm now.
Good start for Hungary in this second one, a 6-2 lead. And you mentioned the trick that Cortège is able to do at the serve. If he does it right now, this second set could basically be over in a very few minutes. I mean, if Hungary is able to take something like an 8 or 10 point lead, I'm wondering how Italy has the chance to come back. Reception is key. That's an ace for Cortège to increase the lead.
With
5
a lot
points.
of spin in this tactical serve.
Block and counter block. Bocca doing the job. A2. And that's another ace for Cortège. Of course, if he can do this, he will force first Italy to take a timeout, 9-2. But this will completely change how the game and the set will look like. What a great player we have. We are just so lucky to have him here. He's playing amazing sitting volleyball. And he's highly motivated to achieve a lot.
Yeah, I remember yesterday night against the Netherlands, the whole Hungarian team was cheering after each point. Robert Cortège was turning to the bench and asking them to for help and for clapping and shouting. There is not at all the same atmosphere this morning.
Well, they didn't get a lot of opportunity to score points.
Yeah,
and when they
you
did,
are behind by
it's not
5, but that's exactly the moment when you need to
Absolutely.
get this energy on the field.
Absolutely. Well, another great serve and another ace for Cortège coming back from the timeout. What can Italy do? And they have good blockers. Nadai, Isi and Ignotto. Those are the three tallest basically of the team. One arm reception. Nadai to side it out.
And Robert Kertész getting mad at Laszlo Kovac.
Absolutely.
That
I mean, there were two players.
apparently was not in the right position to dig. Obviously, it was just.
I mean, they were
in
the
front
two at
of,
the same
Robert
position on the
Kertész.
court. This
Yeah.
is not worse. Only one player can play the ball from there, but yeah,
But
he's.
not quite sure that anybody could have dig this huge
Anyway,
attack by Davide Nadai.
I mean, he wants the team to play just so perfect that he will not accept that anyone is not well positioned on court. The LC. Bit of a
Catch
catch on
call.
that set.
Yeah.
Well done, Sekli at the block. And Italy won the first set, and it is quite the same scenario as the one that you already saw. They are not able to carry on the good work they did in the first one. Led by 10 now, 13-3. Of course, there was this trick at the serve. That's the biggest reason why the gap is so big. But we don't feel the same energy on the Italian side as well. They will need something to be back on track.
Oh, obviously, Federico Ripani did not intend to kill the line judge. Tried to touch some Hungarian fingers without success. Robert Kertész with the help of the net. Chef still there. 61-year-old player, and yet digging.
How big will the gap be at the end of the set? You had for the reception. Kovacs. Kertész behind the 2-meter line. He needed one set to warm up, but now he's doing absolutely brilliant. And he's sitting in the front row, which will not make things easier for Italy. And you see the spirit we saw yesterday. The bench cheering for Hungary is also...
Yeah, it's coming up.
I mean, it's Sunday morning. Everyone needs a bit of more time on Sunday morning.
And so do we, so we can put the blame on the...
Yeah, we can tell everyone, Ellen, that you definitely feel your mission to go for your running this morning at 4. We saw you.
That's why I'm a little bit under right now, just recovering from this early running.
Timeout for Italy, but how can we imagine that Italy could fight back in this set? They are led by 13, 18-5. It's really hard to believe. They might have a chance to come back in this set. So they will have to focus on what to do, how to adapt, to have a great start in the third one. maybe to rest some key players. And there are some tough discussion on the Hungarian side. I don't know if they are joking between János Pérez and Robert Curtis, but the way they are talking together, or maybe it's the Magyar language that is meant to be spoken like this. I'm not experienced enough. I mean, János Pérez has a smile, but Curtis is always so focused on what he wants to do, how he wants to things to go on court. And he is asking a lot to his teammates. But when you want to achieve something like reaching the Golden Nations League, you have to be really precise on all areas of the game. Akos Barnabas Nagy is see for the reception. Ripani needs 2 time, not enough to score. Curtis, and another good swing towards position 5. Too difficult to dig for Davide Nadai, and double substitution to come with Crossetti and Jacopo Invernizzi coming on court.
First time on the field for
I think so.
Invernizzi
I think
in
so.
this tournament.
So he comes for DLT. I have absolutely no idea if Invernizzi is playing as a setter or just putting some more height in the block in front of Robert Curtis.
So Crossetti will take the set. That's why they needed some adjustment. No, not at all. Invernizzi. They just switched their passing line.
No touch on that spike from Cordioli.
Oh, Crossetti is just...
Kovacs for Secchi. It's hard to believe that Italy won the first set and they are not able to score more than five points so far in that game. French team arriving here at the venue where their entire luggage, because they will not come back to the hotel after the game. They will attend the closing ceremony and then back on their way. Everyone in France, just to remind you, a lot of them will be at work tomorrow morning. And this is how sitting volleyball looks like so far. They are working, competing for the French national team, but all these players are non-professional ones.
Ripatoni asking whether there was not maybe a little catch on the first contact by Hungary.
I mean, he's allowed to ask.
Yeah, and Pierre Clobal gave him very quietly an explanation. That's just the way things should happen in sitting volleyball.
22-6. Invernizzi, great serve, but the reception of Curtis is perfect. The set a bit too much to the outside. And Ripani getting some block out. And yeah, Curtis not happy with the set from Kovacs because the reception was perfect and Kovacs just pushed it a bit too much. I mean, I also have the feeling at some point Curtis is putting some pressure on his teammates to have the perfect ball. Secchi for him again. Blocked. And Newhatch.
Yeah, why did Newhatch try this shot with
He's maybe getting prepared for beach volleyball. This is typical.
Maybe, but once again, Curtis tried to say, hey, why did you do that? Use your 10 fingers. But when I think he loses a lot of energy and a lot of lucidity when talking all the time to his teammates.
Careful! We have it.
Oh, thanks.
It was not straight at us, but then we get some rebound everywhere on chair's table, and he came back here.
Also from behind.
Yeah, you have to be careful with a volleyball. And DLT back in. 23 for Hungary, 9 for Italy. Alex Kalling allows that substitution. Sekli with the serve. Boca pushing it with 10 fingers. Cordioli is surprised. He maybe lost the eye contact with the ball. I have no other explanation. He was just looking where the ball was. This is set point for Hungary on Ferenc Sekli's serve. That gave us a dig. Boca with the conclusion, 25-9. Hungary comes back in that game, 1-all.
I think that the first time in this competition that a team doesn't reach the 10 points.
Oh yeah, I have in mind
score
12.
in double digit.
Yeah, I have 12 in mind. We had it 2 times maybe, but yeah, that's the first time. I mean, we will.
I think 12 was maybe the worst score for a team.
We're waiting for a reaction from Hungary, but that's a big reaction in this game. With this 25-9 in the second set.
And once again, Italy didn't manage to keep the same pace in the second set.
Apparently coming on the bench for the set break. There was some great discussion going on between Robert Kurtes and Istvan Balog. I mean, I know he's a warrior and he wants to fight, but he also has to take care of his attitude regarding teammates.
Yeah, because as you said, putting too much pressure on your teammate's shoulder won't help the
Absolutely
team.
not. You won't help them getting better set or better ball contact. It's all about getting positive things all around the team. Well, there is a lot of positive. When you win the second set 25-9, that's a great reaction for sure. But the game is not over, and now we are waiting to see if Italy is able to have some kind of reaction in this third set.
Julia Raska, former head coach, now assistant coach for Hungary, with a smile on his face, joking with Robert Kurtes, trying to relax everybody. Hungary, 2 sets from the gold medal here in Caen, and from the ticket to the Golden Nations League next year, which was clearly the goal of this Magyar team. They came with a non-eligible player, which is totally legal in the Silver Nations League. They always have 4 players classified VS1 on the court, but yet they don't get maybe the perfect preparation for the European Championship coming soon. It will begin on the 27th of July in Hungary.
Are we talking about geography of Hungary now? Budapest is the capital. Győr will be hosting this European Championship, and the first point of this third set is for Italy. Kurtes, good swing, 1-all.
Great serve by Ferenc Sekli. He was named best server, not far from here, in 2022 in Rouen for the Division B European Championship.
And if you want me to tease you, Ellen, on something regarding the later coming closing ceremony, we are talking about best server, best blocker. There will be only one individual award today. It will be MVP. No best blocker, no best server. We decided to stick just to one best player of the event. And of course the medals, gold, silver, bronze. Something that you will be able to follow after the action here. With 2 more games to go. France against the Netherlands, the second one. Latvia against Serbia to conclude this 2025 Silver Nations League. Bocca, block out, found on Crossetti. He was just too high and he just catched the fingers of Crossetti. No chance to block it properly. Fight at the net. This ball is still alive. Curtis to set it for Bocca. Block, Crossetti. Net is moving. No reaction. 2 referees. Ripani again. Crossetti for Isi. Blocked by Bocca. What a good rally. Won by Hungary and a solid Bocca at the net. It's not the guy against which you want to have some contest at the net. He's really tall and really skilled for blocking. Crossetti not quite happy with Italy losing that point, and that's the reason why Prey Klabash is calling Federico Ripani. I don't know why I want to call him Stefano. Federico Ripani, of course, the captain. We didn't ask the Italian team how much they partied for his birthday yesterday. Isi, what a monster block. And Ignotto was there, and he just got the ball full power in his face. I mean, on the back at his head.
The Italian should maybe try to play on the other side of the net, above Joseph Tierter, trying to eat when you face both Robert Kertész and Gergo Bocca. But yet, they managed to get this side out. Yeah.
To go over Stierzer is maybe easier than over Kertész and Bocca, that's for sure. Crossetti. Reception Nagy, a difficult one. And Sekli, instead of giving free ball, decides to try to swing it. That was just too soft. And it stays in the net. Kertész faking the spike. What a set for Bocca. And good catch for Federico Donnarumma Ripani. Same as a goalkeeper, he had no other choice than just catching the ball. It came so fast in his belly. Out. No touch by the block. Point Italy.
And Robert Kertész is disappointed because he loses an occasion to serve again.
I mean, that's something he's pretty good at, being disappointed on court when his team loses the point. But he has a great reception on easy serve. And Sekli, I mean, he's too greedy behind the 2-meter line. This ball was super low. And look at the shoes. Italian head coach decided to change something. Green, white, red didn't work the first 2 days. So we have something, I don't know how you call this. It's a lot of colors on these shoes, but they are funny ones. Ace for Isi. And Italy is back in contention, 7-8. point is for Hungary. There were also a lot of mistakes on the Hungarian side in the first set. A lot of net touch, a lot of lifting whistle, a lot of very easy mistake that they did. They gave a lot of free points to Italy. This is also an explanation why they were struggling to win the first set. Ripani tried to find the line, but he just swung it too much to the left.
And the reverse, Italy didn't make many enforced errors in the first set.
That's true.
Here Ripani was in a perfect position.
Sturzer perfectly in position 3,
And
lifting. Called against Michele Emanuele Dielsi. That's maybe one of his weaknesses. He's not the tallest at the block. And with his impairment, he's losing on height as well. But he's just so much compensating with great setting, great defending skills. And he also showed he's able to swing super hard yesterday with some great spikes.
Yeah. And the gap is increasing now.
Again and again. 12-7, timeout. Marcelo Marchesi. Well, it's not a surprise to see that Hungary, they needed time to get into the game. They lost the first one, but I mean, I'm not in the Italian staff and I will never be, but there is still some question of how Italy is able to have such strong starts against all teams. They had it against all the teams this week. Against Serbia, they had it against Latvia, they had it against Hungary, and they are never able to carry on. Of course, against the Netherlands, they were even able to take the 2 first sets. And something is then missing to win the third one.
Yeah, they will have less than 1 month to fix this before the European Championship.
And they will not be facing the same type of teams. I don't know about the pool, because I know you worked on it already, Hélène, but there will be teams like Bosnia and Herzegovina, Germany.
Group B, which I think is the most difficult, with Bosnia and Germany, and with Latvia, Netherlands and Serbia, 3 teams we are lucky enough to see here in Caen, and currently ranking before Italy.
Yeah, and probably Netherlands will look a lot different when Luke Hendricks will be back, when Tobias Marseille will be back, Robert Jelle Bruynse will be back. I mean, this will be some great experience additions to the Dutch side that we will see in game number 2 against host nation France. To 9, Ignoto serving on Kovacs. Exactly, another mistake. He is having a lot of mistake in this third set. Kurtesh, touched by the block, touched by Ripani. Marcelo Marchesi also taking care of the camera that just got hit by the ball. So even if he's focused on what his team has to do.
And taking care of the girl behind the camera, mainly.
Of course we need to take care of her. If we don't have any camera and cameramen and women, we don't have any image. And we have 2 options then, either to do it radio way or to go back home. So we need some great images, and that's what we love to share with you. And I hope you enjoyed this action on Sunday morning. Well, it's maybe too late for some of you to have breakfast for now, but I'm sure some other are having some great coffee with French croissant, enjoying the action of this last day of the 2025 Silver Nations League here in Caen.
Was Joash pushing the set too deep. in the
And
end,
look,
Mattia
if
Cordioli.
if for breakfast you have no idea, you can call the partner Biscuits de l'Abbaye. It's also an option you have. A warm thank you to all the partners involved in that great international event. Did it go over the net? Apparently, yes.
And the lifting called against Alessandro Ricci.
Yeah, this was on some digging action. Yeah, we talked about the tolerance that we can have or not have on this defensive moments. The first ball contact when it comes to a dig. Apparently, this was too much. Issy losing totally contact with the floor, not even on the knees. So Issy was sure the ball was out.
But
Manja
Paolo
Capra, yeah,
was
he
not.
was sure he had to
And
play
when
it.
you're not sure, it's always better to try to play the ball.
Yeah, because then if it lands on the range and you don't take it as a libero, I mean, it's quite your job.
Federico Ripani asking for some mopping action.
"13 for Italy, 15 for the Netherlands." Kertész, good swing, touched by the block, touched by Cordioli.
Now for Hungary, the Netherlands will be
Oh,
on
yeah.
field only
Of course,
in
for Hungary, yeah.
about 1 hour, maybe.
Yeah, I was talking about the Netherlands because they are there and we see them. They are getting their warm-up underway, even if we don't really know how long this game will take. At least we are having some physio treatment around. And you see him, Mark Koenig, the big guy, getting some shoulder massage before warm-up. He has such a strong upper body that he's not using that much that he could. And he's one of the players the Netherlands are looking forward to classify for the upcoming European Championship. We'll see if this will be the case, because regarding his eye, this would be a great addition to the Dutch roster of Alfred Honk. Boca tried to block Cordioli's serve, but his hands were not quite good position to be successful on that action. Short tactical serve, Boca for the set. Kertész through the middle, spinny tip. Crossetti. Yeah, he was completely under the block. I'm not even sure he saw some light. There was so much shadow on Crossetti. And of course, no chance to get the ball on the other side of the net. Absolutely no chance. The Yeltsin. And Sturzer.
Yeah, Crocchetti thought he had a better chance in front of Joseph Sturzer.
Which is true, technically, but Sturzer was also here and waiting for Crossetti. I love when Kertész is faking the spike and then giving just a perfect set to Boca. It's not a regular set, it's just a perfect one when no one is sitting. Absolutely brilliant.
Because obviously Alessandro Ricci stays in front of Robert Kertész.
Which makes sense. You put
Then
your taller
only
blocker.
one blocker in front of Boca, and as the set is just perfect, as you said, he had the diagonal wide open.
22-15 for Hungary. And that's the second timeout of the set called by Marcelo Marchesi. Discussion on the Hungarian side. Boca, Kertész, Istvan Balak. I mean, they discuss, but they have the smile. Look, they're like almost laughing on the bench. They look pretty confident. It was absolutely not in the same phase that we saw during the first set, where they were struggling to find their sitting volleyball level. But now things are getting better, and they are only 5 points away to take a 2-1 lead. That could technically be enough to get their Golden League ticket. We should then calculate the state ratio between Hungary and Latvia. I mean, the easiest for them and for us would just be to win that game to secure that Golden Nations League ticket alongside of the 5 teams staying in that division for next year: Bosnia and Herzegovina, Germany, Croatia, Turkey. And I'm missing one team.
And the Italian team is requesting a catch. For sure, Franzekli contact with the ball was not perfect, but it was clean enough according to both referees. Davide Dadai is in and has a good first action once again.
Davide Nadai. The ball is on the Hungarian side. Boka touched by the block. Manja Krapra to cover. Isi gives free ball to Hungary.
And the net fault.
Well, not even. It was a catch whistled against Hungary. But everyone got mad on the Italian side. This whistle came just very late regarding the action, I think. And there is some more Sunday morning meeting between Pierre Klabalch and Federico Ripani.
St. Pierrick is explaining that the net was moving a lot, but because it was touched by the button by a Hungarian leg, which is not a fault in sitting volleyball.
That's true. We have to mention it one more time. Another point for Italy. And Davide Nadai carry on the streak behind the serve line. 18-21. Italy 3 behind. On Kurtes. Boka for Kurtes. Is he pushing it on Sturzer? Boka with the contest at the net. Won by Ignotto.
Yeah, Boka was not really enough to push on this ball in front of Sergio Ignotto.
And the match rest from Hungary is decreasing, only 2 points, and timeout called. Istvan Balak, not quite sure Hungary will laugh that much during that timeout. They have to focus, they have to be really good to conclude this third set, to have the lead in the game. (21-19). I mean, we have no explanation on what happened in the second set for Italy to take a 25-9, and they were led something like 21-5 at some point. It's quite incredible to understand that they were not able at all to find any kind of solution in the second one. Of course, Kurtes scored a lot. He had some great serving streak. Hello, Netherlands. Good morning. They are in the stands, slowly getting into the mood for their game. It will be the second one of Sunday here against France. The Netherlands may be aiming to secure a spot on the podium today. Good block by Boka on that serve from Davide Nadai. Well, 22-19, Kurtes with the ball. If Italy wants to have some more hope in this third set, reception is mandatory. All block. The point for Italy. They directly side out the most important position to be only 2 behind, 20-22. Well, this was the reception, all the block they needed to stay alive in this third set. Issy with his ace. He already scored one previously in that set, and he brings his country back. Only 1 behind.
Oh, that was a lucky shot, but Hungary is struggling.
The Yeltsin, no touch on that swing by Ripani. A bit too impatient, Ripani, on that one. He was not in a good position, but he just full sent it. The Yeltsin for Ripani again. Kurtas for the dig. Nagy into the block. The Yeltsin for Ignotto in between the two blockers. Oh, what an experience and a great shot by Ignotto. 22-23. Interesting. And Ignotto is experienced. He doesn't have this powerful smash serve, of course not. But if he's aiming to the right area, he can get Hungary into trouble. Why not towards position 5 on Kovacs? Choose position 1 on Juhacz. Stirzer on Kurtas. And this will be a first set point for Hungary in this third one, 24-22. Stirzer with the serve, good reception. Issy, Ripani, just too hard into the Hungarian block. The mailbox on Sekli. First set point saved. But there is a second one on DLC serve. Juhacz for the reception. Kovacs. They had a chance on Kovacs. He was not the main spiker, the main option. But this is how Hungary takes the lead in this game. 2-1.
And in this third set, the two teams provided us with a spectacular sitting volleyball. They both played at, maybe not at their best level, but at very high level at least.
Yeah, of course, it's much more entertaining to see a 25-23 compared to the 25-9 we got in the second one. 2-1. Well, Italy was close, but Hungary did a great job in this third set. A warm thank you to all the institutions involved in that event, especially the city of Caen, where it's a pleasure both to be for the event, but also to overnight. We're lucky to see the city center each time we go back to the hotel in this beautiful department called Calvados. If you've never been here in the northwest of France, don't hesitate to book some future holidays in the area, and you will be able to discover much more than this. The entire Normandy is absolutely beautiful. A lot to see in a magic area. We already mentioned it yesterday, highlighted because of the history, but it's more than this. There are many beautiful places that you will discover if you decide to come to visit Normandy. You will not regret it, I'm 100% sure.
2-1 for Hungary in the first match of the day here in Le Palais des Sports. The Caen. Hungary now only one set far from the gold medal in this competition and from the ticket to the Golden Nations League next year. Italy has to come back in this match. They need a victory. Otherwise, they will finish at the 6th and last place of the Silver Nations League, meaning that they will be sent down to the Bronze Nations League next year. Davide Nadai is in the starting six for this fourth set, and Michele Emanuele Di Jelsi will have the first serve. No changes in the Hungarian lineup. Oh, eventually the first serve was supposed to be for Hungary, and it will be by Ferenc Zekeli. Oh no, yeah. Actually, there was a red card for Italy, that's why Michele Emanuele Di Jelsi was not even allowed to serve, and why the first point got to Hungary. 1-all now after the first rally. And a catch whistled. 2-1 for Italy. Federico Ripani, the Italian captain, serving. Another good block by Gargo Bocca.
Blocked by Bocca. 2-all in this fourth set. Let's see if Italy is able to bring this game any further. Cojoli, great area. Sturzer was not quite closing this area, and Nagy too far away to dig it with his left arm. 3-2 Italy. Mattia Cojoli. Oh, great area. Nagy struggling in reception. Sturzer. And Isi concluding a point that was absolutely not meant to be easy for Italy, with Jelsi, Di Jelsi having to use the backhand. Look at this ball touch. He was lying on the floor and just putting some air under the ball. Wow. Sturzer for the block. Kurtes. It was some kind of fastball, but he was ready to swing it, and he did really good. Block out on Alessandro Issi. Kurtes, good reception. Important to side out for Italy. The ball is alive. And Bocca was the conclusion. Italy had a chance on that good reception by Paolo Mangiacapra. But they will need to reload a good reception. Touched by Issi, but that's still an ace for Kurtes. It's 5-4 for Hungary. As soon as possible, the side out will help Italy. This is an additional ace falling on the line. Great serve. Mangiacapra Well, if they are not able to stop that streak, the set will look a lot more difficult. Tactical one. Easy blocked by Boca. Well, they have this combo of Curtis serving and Boca sitting in position 3 in front of Isi. Both to counter block or to have some blocking action further in the point. And another one for Curtis. Nothing to do for Italy. They are not able to adapt or to find a solution. So Marcello Marchesi takes his time out. This is crazy how good Curtis is able to serve. And you know, we always see this in volleyball, that we have very good servers, but at some point you make a mistake taking so much risk. He does very few compared to the risk he takes. That's amazing. How much of power and control he has in that ball. I mean, this is not only talent, it's hours of working it to know exactly how to do things. Have the great feeling.
Yeah, he missed his very first serve in the first set. So there was obviously no streak, and that's maybe another explanation why Italy was 5 points ahead.
I mean, the day Curtis is not able to serve, it's not the same Hungarian side, that's for sure. They need him. They need him to score a lot of points when he is serving. And when this is the case, this is already 7 points in a row now. Italy was leading 4-2, and Hungary is in front 9-4. And Stirzer coming out for János Perez.
The Hungarian captain and the oldest player of this competition, 66.
Curtis, good reception. Dielsi. Nadai. Good dig, Boca. Curtis blocked by Isi. And the point is for Italy. Well, and then of course when you are able to have a reception, you have to do the side out. Was Italy not able to do so earlier in that set? And they have now a 4-point deficit. Nadai. He's serving on Curtis. Perez for Boca. Monster block, Alessandro Issi. This was some high altitude contest. Dielsi.
Yeah, Dielsi can hit strong. It was a little bit too strong this time. He also tries to touch a finger, maybe.
He tried to fight this ball. Yeah, this looks like some kind of lifting. He was tapping on his knees to go to there. No hesitation.
It was even a double or a triple lifting.
Yeah, we just saw it again on this.
Jumping, but that was a nice try.
Great replay provided by Arno Bessa and his team. And in the meantime, Sekli found some spot towards position 1 to score the 12th point for Hungary, having now a 6 points lead and getting closer and closer to secure their Golden Nations League ticket. And the second timeout already for Italy in this fourth set. It's not easy to be 7 behind like that. But if they have some solutions coming from the bench, it is still time to try something, to adapt tactically, to bring some new guys inside. They did not try to bring Roberto Dalmaso in today, which could be the case if after the 2 timeouts, there still are no solutions for Italy.
Roberto Dalmaso may be a little down after 2 very intense days of competition.
It could be they need more time to recover. That's something we said. Sitting volleyball can be played until very late in the ages, even at international level. But with such a week and intense one, with 5 games in 3 days, there is maybe also the question on how fast you recover from difficult games, long games. And the ace for Gerge Bocca, 14-6.
But Marcelo Marchesi just went and talked to Roberto Dalmaso, telling him he was about to enter.
And Szabolcs Sarandi back on court.
Marchesi, I think, asking Davide Nadai to take the set in the next rally.
Oh, well judged. I mean, Dalmaso was not there in case the ball was falling before the line, but well judged anyway. The point is for Italy. Blocked by Secli, counter block by Ignotto. And this point is for Italy. This was a bit too much of ball touch, isn't it? Oh no, it was even
Yeah, he
over
took
the
the
net.
ball on the Italian side.
It was almost like some snooker block with Secli and Zarendi. The ball was just touching all of them a lot of times. Issy with the serve. It's absolutely in. Great serve.
And that's what Italy needs right now.
Well, the difference
come
is
back.
that we're not sure Issy is able to have a 5-point streak like this. Let's see on the second one. This one is in as well, on the line. Why, I do agree. It looked to be just out. Good reception, Juhacz.
Oh, that's a stupid mistake. Taking to an end the great streak by Alessandro Issy.
Perez with the serve, reception, Italy. Just a bit too short on that one. Josef Juhacz. $12 for Italy, 15 for Hungary. Ignotto is the next one to serve. Curtis for the reception. He will be served again. And he has some great spike behind the 2-meter line. Good swing on the line.
Yeah, having to receive doesn't prevent him from being very efficient on the next spike. And that's an ace.
Szabolcs Sarandi. I mean, if all Hungarian players are able to score aces, this will make it a lot more difficult for Italy. 17-12. And the point for Ripani. So, Hélène, we are talking a lot about Hungary securing golden Nations League ticket if they win. But another thing is sure, Italy will be in the Bronze Nations League, and this will completely provide France to play with any pressure. They have their ticket for next year's Silver Nations League if Italy loses this game.
Yeah, whatever happens in the next match between the host nation France and the Netherlands. And many substitutions now.
Yeah, they want to party all together, and Christian Velek is in.
The Magyar team now quite confident that they will get this ticket. They will get this first place.
And Velek scoring this one in between Cordioli's arms. He was well positioned, but not solid enough on his upper body to have a good blocking action. Good block by Federico Ripani. Italy is 5 behind. Can they fight back? Curtis for the reception. Combination towards position 2.
Yeah, I love this one.
Yeah, this is some quick sitting volleyball. And I'm not sure a lot of nations in the world are able to do such a combination in sitting volleyball.
Oh, in women's sitting volleyball, we had the chance to see some great action. We have sometimes this zone switching.
Yeah, but he's going just
But
so fast.
not every player, obviously, are able to.
You need to have great contact on
do
reception, great set, great movement from the spiker, and then the great timing to finish the point.
That's why it's so beautiful when it works.
I mean, everything has to be perfectly on time if you want to succeed. Ace Cordioli in the interval between Sekli and Zarendi. When you see them sitting, there is not a lot of space, but no one just took the reception. Oh, this is one Submariner early this morning. Nadai, too fast, 21-16, and look who is coming to serve. This could be a difficult moment for Italy. Ace for Kurtesh. I mean, we are so used that when he serves, it starts by an ace.
3 points to go for the victory.
22-16, and we will see Josef Domina coming in for Ferenc Sekli. Not sure he already came on court since the beginning of the weekend.
His first appearance on the field.
And we are only missing Bencebela Sabo, number 7. Will he get the chance? Point is for Italy. Zarendi, apparently the last one to touch the ball. That's the decision of Pierrick Labalche. And this is how Curtis' streak behind the serving line ends. Piric for Zarendi, the dig. 23rd point for Hungary. to 17. This one is out. Christian Velek a bit too long on the serve. Good serve by Issy. The reception by Curtis is good as well. Domina, great swing. This is now a first match point for Hungary.
A first title point in this Silver Nations League.
For the title, for the Golden Nations League ticket, János Peres. Issy, free ball Italy. Ripani, first match point is saved. Will it come back? Cojoli is fighting. Another dig on Domina. And Ignoto saving another match point. (24-20). I mean, no more mistake is allowed if Italy wants to come back. Juhaj for the reception, Janos Perez. One hand contact for Ignoto. Ripani. This is another match point saved by Italy. Well, I'm afraid it's just a bit too late. But the timeout is called by Istvan Balog. Well. Hungary absolutely wants to conclude the game, but Italy is not quite ready to let them win that easily.
3 match points
3
erased
more
already.
3 saved, 3 more? I mean, why not? Maybe Italy is able to do the job.
Yeah, we several times thought that the ball would hit the ground, but Italy struggled.
So this is not the main court, this is the training court where the Netherlands are just slowly warming up. And on the other side, of course, France is doing the same. They are waiting to enter the main court for the second game of the day. France against the Netherlands. The Netherlands will be aiming for a spot on the podium. France hoping to conclude a great weekend here with an important victory against Italy. This was Friday afternoon. They cannot go anymore on the podium, that's for sure. But if Hungary wins, they will play without any pressure. This ball is in. The last point for Hungary, 25-21 in this 4th set. And the victory, 3-1. The title in the Silver Nations League and the ticket for next year's Golden Nations League. Congrats, Hungary. Italy tried their best. They had good games. They lost 3-2 against the Netherlands. They lost 3-2 against France. But they finished the Silver Nations League without any victory. And they will be next year in the Bronze Nations League. This was game number 1 for today. Stay with us. In a few minutes, game number 2 between the host nation France and the Netherlands. See you soon.